Students, welcome to session 3 on dual nature of radiation and matter. Now in today's session, we'll have a look at how wave theory of light was ineffective to explain photoelectric effect and how Einstein explained photoelectric equation using Max Planck's quantum theory. Now before starting the next session, let us summarize the content of the previous session. In the previous session, you studied about the experimental arrangement to study photoelectric effect and few observations made from the experiment. Let us recall all the observations. The first observation was made between the intensity of incident radiation and photoelectric current. Now as you can see in the slide, as the intensity increases, photoelectric current also increases. This is the first observation. So the number of photoelectrons emitted per second increase with increase in the intensity of radiation. Of course, the frequency should be greater than a threshold frequency, and for a given metal, as the intensity increases, the photoelectric current also increases. Similarly, for the next observation, the frequency of incident radiation with the plate potential. Now when you just observe this slide, you will come to know that for a given frequency of incident radiation, the stopping potential is independent of the intensity. Stopping potential does not depend upon intensity. If you have a look for three different intensities, I1, I2 and I3, for all the three different intensities, the stopping potential remains the same. Whereas the saturation current depends on the intensity. As the intensity of the incident radiation increase, the saturation current also increases. This is the second observation. Next, for the third observation, this observation talks about the stopping potential for a given intensity which is fixed. If you vary the frequencies of incident radiation, the stopping potential also varies. As you know that the maximum kinetic energy depends upon the frequency. As the frequency increases, the kinetic energy also increases, but it is independent of the intensity of the incident radiation. This is the third observation of the experiment. And then the fourth observation, it depends upon the nature of the material of the plates. For every metal surface, there is a minimum frequency called the threshold frequency, below which photoelectric emission does not take place. So this minimum frequency is called the threshold frequency and is different for different metals. And then one more important point, photoelectric emission is an instantaneous process, which means as soon as the radiation is incident, photoelectrons are emitted immediately. All these are observations which were observed during photoelectric experiment. Now for today's session, you will study how all these observations were not explained using wave theory of light. Now when you consider light as an electromagnetic wave, if it has a wave nature, now electromagnetic wave is having an oscillating electric and magnetic fields which are mutually perpendicular to each other. Now when I say the intensity of the light is greater, it means the amplitude of the electric and magnetic fields are greater. So if the amplitude is greater, the intensity is greater. So if the intensity is greater, then the energy absorbed by each electron also should be greater. Now according to this theory, as the intensity is greater, energy is greater, therefore the kinetic energy of the electrons should increase with increase in intensity of light. But this contradicts the observation that kinetic energy is independent of the intensity. This is the first contradictory observation which was given by wave theory of light. The second point, talks about the existence of threshold frequency. According to the observation, for each metal surface there exists a threshold frequency below which photoelectric emission does not take place. But wave theory was unable to explain this fact. Irrespective of the frequency, any intense beam of light which is capable of imparting energy to an electron to come out of the metal will be sufficient, but again this contradicts the existence of threshold frequency. And the third one, it could not explain the process as an instantaneous process. Now, according to wave theory, energy is absorbed or emitted continuously. So when electrons absorb energy continuously, as a metal surface is provided with a large number of electrons, each electron will absorb energy, and that energy will turn out to be very, very small, because more number of electrons will try to absorb the energy. Hence the energy absorbed by each electron will be very, very small, and that electron may not be able to overcome the potential barrier, and then it will not be able to come out of the metal surface. Hence it will take long hours to come out of the metal surface. Thus, this also contradicts that photoelectric emission is instantaneous. All these 3 points were not explained by wave theory of light. The first point, it says the intensity is greater, then kinetic energy also increases, but kinetic energy is not depending on intensity. First point. Second point, it says it does not explain the existence of threshold frequency. And third one, it could not explain the process to be instantaneous. All these 3 observations were not explained by wave theory. Hence, we can consider that wave theory is a failure to explain the phenomenon of photoelectric effect. To explain the photoelectric effect, Einstein gave a different explanation where he used Max Planck's quantum theory. According to Einstein, light energy is not continuous, but it is in the form of packets of energy known as quanta or photons. Now each photon has an energy equal to h nu, where nu is the frequency of the photon and h is the Planck's constant. Now observe the picture here. There is a metal surface and a photon of energy h nu is made to incident. As soon as the photon is incident, this phi represents the work function. As soon as the photon is incident, photoelectron is emitted from the metal surface. So as you noticed in the picture, when a photon of energy h nu is incident on the metal surface, a part of it is used in releasing the electron from the surface, which is called the work function. As you have already studied, work function is the minimum energy which has to be provided to the electron to escape from the metal surface. So whenever a photon of energy h nu is incident on the metal surface, a part of it is used in overcoming the work function of the metal, and the remaining energy will go to the electron as the maximum kinetic energy. So you can equate like this: the total energy which is incident on the metal surface can be written as the sum of the work function W plus the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectron. Therefore, Einstein explained this effect using Planck's quantum theory, wherein he says when a photon h nu is incident, a part of it is used in overcome the work function, and the remaining energy will be given as maximum kinetic energy to the photoelectron. Therefore, if E is the energy of the photon, h nu is equal to work function W plus K maximum represents the kinetic energy which is maximum given to the electron, or you can rewrite this equation as K maximum, which means kinetic energy maximum is equal to h nu minus W. Now this equation is called Einstein's photoelectric equation, which is important for the board exam. The entire concept is important. You can expect a question, explain Einstein's explanation for photoelectric effect, or mention Einstein's photoelectric equation and explain the terms. Now let us see how, using this equation, you can verify the laws of photoelectric effect. Now as I told you, the laws of photoelectric effect you have already studied. So all these observations you can explain using photoelectric equation. Now as I already told you, if the threshold frequency of the incident photon is nu naught, and then if that energy is just sufficient to free the electron from the metal surface, then there will not be any energy left out for the electron to move. Hence its kinetic energy will be 0. So the incident energy will be equal to the work function. Hence we have W is equal to h nu naught. Now Einstein's photoelectric equation is given by h nu is W plus K maximum, or K maximum is equal to h nu minus W. Now this W can be replaced by h nu naught. When you replace W by h nu naught, and kinetic energy if you replace by half mv square, where m is the mass of the electron, v is the velocity of the electron, h is Planck's constant, and nu is the frequency of the incident radiation, and nu naught is the frequency, threshold frequency. Now using this equation you can explain the experimental observations. Now this part of the session is again important for the board exam. Now let us see how photoelectric equation was able to explain each observation. Now the first observation is, as the intensity of the light increases, the photoelectric current also increases. Now according to Einstein's explanation, for each photon one electron will be emitted, and you also know that each photon has an energy equal to h nu. So if the intensity increases, you are increasing the number of photons which are striking the metal surface per unit time. So as each photon is able to eject only one electron, the number of photoelectrons emitted increase with increase in intensity of radiation. So this is the first observation which you have already learned. As intensity of the light is increased, photoelectric current also increases. Next, existence of threshold frequency. Now from Einstein's photoelectric equation, if the incident frequency is less than the threshold frequency, then the kinetic energy will become negative. Energy cannot be negative, so photoelectric emission does not take place below threshold frequency. This proves that threshold frequency exists for a metal surface. Next, the next point is about how kinetic energy depends only on frequency, and it is independent of the intensity of the light radiation. Now when the incident frequency is greater than the threshold frequency, the kinetic energy is proportional to the frequency, as you have already studied. So when the frequency is increased, the energy of each photon also increase, because E is equal to h nu. When you increase the frequency, the energy of the photon increases. So when each photon tries to eject an electron, the energy from the photon is transferred to an electron. So if photon energy is increased, electron energy also increases. Therefore kinetic energy depends linearly on frequency, but it does not depend on the intensity of the incident radiation, because if you increase the intensity, the number of photons will increase, but the energy of each photon remains the same. So this is the third point where he explains kinetic energy depends on frequency but is independent of the intensity of the incident radiation. Next, for the explanation of instantaneous process. According to Einstein, this interaction between a photon and an electron is an elastic collision. Elastic collision is one where the total momentum and total kinetic energy is conserved. So when a photon is incident on a metal surface, the energy from the photon is transferred to the electron immediately without any time lag. Therefore, this is not a continuous absorption, but it is an immediate process. Unlike wave theory of light, where energy is emitted or absorbed continuously, here when a photon strikes a metal surface, the energy is transferred to the electron immediately, and hence there is no time lag between the incidence of a photon and an emission of an electron. All these are important observations which were explained by Einstein's photoelectric equation. Now for the next important point, let us see how, using the graph between a potential, stopping potential and frequency, experiments were done to find out Planck's constant value. Now the photoelectric equation is given by h nu is equal to W plus K maximum. Now if you rearrange K maximum as EV naught, because in the last session itself I have told you that when the potential corresponds to the stopping potential, then the maximum kinetic energy can be equated to EV naught. So instead of K maximum, we can rewrite this as EV naught. Now again, if you write equation for V naught is equal to h by E into nu is the frequency, W is the work function of the metal, and E is the charge of the electron. Now this equation is in the form of an equation which is given by y is equal to mx plus c, and this is an equation for a straight line. Now if you observe the graph between stopping potential and frequency, it is a straight line, because we have already learnt that the graph between stopping potential and frequency, it's a linear graph. So when you just extend this, the y-intercept is W by E. Now y is equal to mx plus c represents a straight line with the slope h by E. M is equal to h by E, and the y-intercept is minus W by E. Now many scientists, namely Millikan, performed experiments to find out the value of the Planck's constant for different metals, and for each observation he could find that the Planck's constant value came out to be the same, which was in agreement with the value already determined. Thus, he was able to prove the validity of Einstein's photoelectric equation. Now, this ends the session 3. In session 3, you have learned few concepts where you studied about the failure of wave theory of light to explain photoelectric effect, and how Einstein could explain this effect using Max Planck's quantum theory, his photoelectric equation. Using the photoelectric equation, how he was able to explain the experimental observations. All these concepts are important for board exams. Now, as the session is over, you have to go through a set of questions where I have given you few answers. Go through the questions properly, which are based on today's content. And then for 3 mark and 5 marks, I want you to write down, go through the questions properly, and then after the session I want you to revise all the 3 sessions, note down the content, and try to answer all the questions given on the screen. Thank you.